A warning sign that your body is retaining too much visceral fat is when you wake up feeling like your jeans are suddenly 2 sizes too small, or when you notice your energy levels drop midway up the stairs. It's not just a matter of clothes fitting tighter. This deep belly fat, which wraps around your organs, raises insulin levels, causes chronic inflammation in your veins, and increases your long-term risk of developing diabetes and heart disease. One simple, natural remedy to begin addressing this is vinegar. If the taste feels too strong, start gently with just a teaspoon of vinegar mixed in water and slowly work your way up to a full tablespoon over the course of 2 weeks to make it a sustainable habit. Consuming it warm, blended into herbal tea or mixed with lukewarm water, can help lessen the sharp acidity. For a touch of sweetness without triggering insulin, you can add a drop of stevia or a pinch of cinnamon, which carries its own blood sugar-regulating properties. To protect your tooth enamel from the acid, it's wise to use a straw when drinking vinegar or rinse your mouth with plain water afterward. Another simple but powerful step is grinding flax seeds. Though they might seem modest sitting in your spice cabinet, ground flax seeds are packed with a combination of fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, and phytoestrogens that work together to reduce visceral obesity. Flax seeds contain alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that helps fight inflammation. Just 1 tablespoon contains about 2 grams of soluble and insoluble fiber along with lignans, plant components with antioxidant and gentle estrogen-modulating effects. When consumed, the soluble fiber forms a gel in your digestive system, slowing down carbohydrate absorption, which helps flatten blood sugar spikes and reduce the release of insulin. This creates a hormonal environment that favors fat burning rather than storage, encouraging your body to draw from its visceral fat reserves. Studies have shown that overweight individuals who incorporated 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed into their daily diets over 12 weeks experienced a 14% reduction in visceral fat, measured via CT scan, along with a 10% decrease in fasting insulin levels compared to those who didn't add flax seeds. That daily tablespoon not only supplies around 2 grams of ALA, but also supports partial conversion into EPA, another powerful anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acid. Persistent, low-grade inflammation, often caused by visceral fat itself, disrupts insulin signaling and encourages your body to store even more fat. Diets high in ALA can reduce inflammatory markers like interleukin-6 by about 12% over 8 weeks, improving insulin sensitivity in your fat tissue. This allows your cells to respond better to insulin, promoting more efficient glucose uptake and reducing the body's need to store extra fat as a buffer. Flax seeds lignans, which are classified as phytoestrogens, may be especially helpful for managing fat gain associated with hormonal changes. These plant compounds bind weakly to estrogen receptors, subtly mimicking estrogen in certain tissues. This action can help slow down the shift toward increased visceral fat that often happens when estrogen levels decline, although the effect depends on the dose and individual hormone balance. In human studies, women who consumed flax seeds regularly showed less belly fat gain than those who did not. For best results, always crush your flaxseed fresh. Whole flaxseed can often pass through your digestive system intact, limiting nutrient absorption. To avoid this, store your seeds in the fridge or freezer to maintain freshness, and crush them just before use using a small coffee grinder or blender. Starting with just half a teaspoon and gradually increasing to a tablespoon can help your body adjust to the added fiber. It's also important to drink plenty of water to keep digestion smooth and prevent constipation as your body adapts to the higher fiber intake. Another food to incorporate into your routine is extra virgin olive oil. This is not only a flavorful, natural fat, but also an effective tool for supporting metabolism, improving insulin sensitivity, calming inflammation, and reducing visceral fat. Clinical research involving participants who added 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil to their meals every day for 6 months found they lost an average of 6 pounds of visceral fat, as measured by a DEXA scan, compared to those who used polyunsaturated oils. This difference is largely thanks to olive oil's high oleic acid content, around 73% monounsaturated fat, which the body prefers to burn for energy rather than store. Oleic acid also influences important hunger hormones. After consuming extra virgin olive oil, levels of peptide YY, a hormone that signals fullness, increase, while levels of ghrelin, the hunger hormone, decrease. This shift can help naturally reduce daily caloric intake by around 100 to 200 calories without requiring conscious effort. This means your body starts to regulate appetite more effectively on its own, while supporting metabolic health in the background. Incorporating these natural foods doesn't require dramatic lifestyle changes or expensive supplements. Small, consistent habits like adding vinegar to your drinks, grinding flax seeds fresh every morning, and choosing olive oil as your primary cooking fat can help your body gradually shift toward better hormone balance, reduce inflammation, and fat-burning metabolism. Nature has already provided powerful tools that work with your body systems to reduce stubborn visceral fat, without extreme diets, endless cardio, or complicated regimens. You can make a significant difference in your fat loss and overall metabolic health with small, daily habits that take no more than a tablespoon of effort. Some of the most effective tablespoon-sized superfoods can increase fat burning, reduce chronic inflammation, and help stabilize blood sugar naturally. Skipping just 150 calories each day can result in the loss of approximately 1 pound of body fat every 23 days, with most of that reduction coming from the visceral fat that accumulates around your internal organs. This is the most dangerous fat, and yet the most responsive to simple dietary changes. Beyond being a healthy fat source, extra virgin olive oil carries compounds that behave similarly to common anti-inflammatory medications. Polyphenols like oleocanthal and hydroxytyrosol provide antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties that reduce persistent internal inflammation, one of the core reasons your body is encouraged to store fat around vital organs in the first place. Multiple studies have shown that regular consumption of extra virgin olive oil lowers inflammatory markers like TNF-alpha and interleukin-6 by as much as 20% over a period of 3 months. By reducing these inflammatory indicators, your body's internal environment becomes less favorable for visceral fat accumulation. It's easy to incorporate extra virgin olive oil into daily meals. A single tablespoon drizzled over whole grain bowls, steamed vegetables, or fresh salads adds flavor while delivering metabolic benefits. Replacing butter or mayonnaise with olive oil in recipes helps cut down unnecessary calories without sacrificing taste. However, if you're watching your total calorie intake, it's best to balance olive oil intake by moderating your consumption of other fats like nuts and seeds. Keeping to about 1 tablespoon daily of extra virgin olive oil allows your body to benefit from its healthy fats and anti-inflammatory effects without excess calorie intake. Plain Greek yogurt is another simple food that contributes directly to reducing visceral fat. Even though a spoonful might seem modest, making a habit of consuming around 150 to 200 grams of full-fat plain Greek yogurt each day can bring powerful metabolic changes. Greek yogurt is rich in protein, providing between 15 to 20 grams per serving, which plays a critical role in enhancing thermogenesis. The thermic effect of protein can burn up to 20% of its caloric content during digestion, far surpassing the 5 to 10% thermic effect associated with carbohydrates. This means your body uses more energy simply digesting protein-rich foods, which in turn slightly raises your resting metabolic rate and encourages your system to tap into fat stores, including stubborn visceral fat, for fuel. The probiotics present in Greek yogurt, such as Lactobacillus acidophilus and Bifidobacterium lactis, help regulate gut bacteria. This healthy microbial balance influences not only digestion but also systemic inflammation, appetite hormones, and fat storage processes. A balanced gut reduces inflammatory responses, leading your body away from fat storage mode and toward healthier metabolic activity. Apple cider vinegar, often recommended for reducing belly fat, works through a series of internal mechanisms driven primarily by acetic acid, its active component. When you dilute 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar in 8 ounces of water and consume it before your heaviest meal of the day, the metabolic benefits begin almost immediately. Acetic acid slows gastric emptying, which means food leaves the stomach more slowly and glucose enters the bloodstream at a more gradual pace. This steady absorption helps prevent the rapid blood sugar spikes that typically follow meals. Without these spikes, your body produces less insulin, a hormone that, when overproduced, promotes fat storage, especially around the organs. Avoiding repeated insulin surges throughout the day allows your body to break the cycle of storing visceral fat. In a randomized clinical study published in the Journal of Functional Foods, participants who consumed 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar daily for 12 weeks saw notable changes. Waist circumference decreased by an average of 1.4 inches, and overall body weight dropped by roughly 4 pounds. In contrast, those who received a placebo showed no significant changes. The reduction in waist circumference is a direct indicator of visceral fat loss, which is often more critical than changes in scale weight alone. Acetic acid's benefits don't stop at controlling blood sugar and insulin. It activates AMPK, or adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase, often referred to as the body's metabolic master switch. When AMPK is activated, cells increase their uptake of glucose while simultaneously boosting fatty acid oxidation, the process of breaking down stored fat for energy. This activation shifts your body into a fat-burning state, reducing fat deposits in muscle and liver tissue over time. Animal research further supports that consistent intake of acetic acid results in improved fat metabolism and decreased fat formation in key tissues like the liver and muscles. These tissues, when overloaded with fat, contribute to insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction. By improving their ability to process and burn fat, apple cider vinegar indirectly supports whole body fat loss and improved metabolic health. The combination of slow digestion, reduced insulin release, better blood sugar control, and activated fat metabolism pathways makes apple cider vinegar a simple yet effective tool for managing visceral fat over time. These mechanisms work quietly in the background, supporting gradual, sustainable changes without drastic dieting. Each of these foods, extra virgin olive oil, plain Greek yogurt, and apple cider vinegar, may seem ordinary, but when used consistently and thoughtfully, they help your body regulate inflammation, improve metabolic flexibility, and tap into fat stores, particularly the harmful visceral fat that wraps around your internal organs. By making small changes, using a tablespoon of oil in your meals, choosing Greek yogurt as a daily protein source, and incorporating diluted apple cider vinegar before meals, you set the stage for long-term, meaningful improvements in body composition and metabolic health. These small, simple steps support your body in reducing inflammation, balancing blood sugar, and ultimately unlocking its natural fat-burning potential day after day. ChatGPT said, although large-scale human trials are fewer, both small human and animal studies consistently suggest that apple cider vinegar can serve as a potent everyday ally in managing visceral fat. Imaging studies have shown that an unbalanced gut microbiome, particularly when there's a higher ratio of firmicutes to bacteroid bacteria, is associated with up to 20% more visceral fat accumulation. Yogurt, particularly those rich in probiotics, can help shift that balance. Feeding beneficial bacteria regularly through probiotic-rich yogurt can adjust the ratio towards bacteroids' dominance, supporting fat loss efforts. In one MRI-based study, overweight adults who consumed 200 grams of probiotic-rich yogurt daily for 12 weeks experienced a 9% decrease in visceral fat volume. Alongside this fat reduction, improvements in metabolic health markers were noted. Yogurt's natural calcium content contributes additional benefits, not just to bone health but to metabolism and insulin sensitivity. In this study, participants' HOMA-IR scores, a measure of insulin resistance, dropped by 25%, a meaningful improvement. Lower insulin resistance means a body needs less insulin to manage blood sugar levels, which is significant because consistently elevated insulin levels drive fat storage, particularly in the visceral region. Visceral fat itself is hormonally active, releasing signals that perpetuate fat storage. Reducing insulin levels encourages the body to draw upon its fat stores for energy instead of continuing to store more. Cinnamon, a common spice with powerful metabolic benefits, also plays a role in supporting blood sugar control and reducing visceral fat. Like apple cider vinegar, cinnamon delays gastric emptying. This slows the release of glucose from food into the bloodstream, flattening the post-meal blood sugar curve. By delaying the absorption of carbohydrates, cinnamon promotes steadier energy levels and reduces post-meal insulin spikes. This prevents the cycle of energy crashes and sugar cravings that often lead to overeating and additional fat storage. Beyond its blood sugar effects, cinnamon contains antioxidants that help reduce systemic inflammation. In people with metabolic syndrome, daily consumption of cinnamon for 12 weeks led to an 11% reduction in C-reactive protein, CRP, a key inflammatory marker. Lower inflammation levels disrupt the vicious cycle created by visceral fat, which continuously secretes inflammatory cytokines. As inflammation decreases, insulin sensitivity improves, helping the body use stored fat as fuel rather than keeping it locked away. Choosing true Ceylon cinnamon is preferable, as it contains lower levels of coumarin compared to cassis cinnamon, making it safer for regular consumption. To incorporate cinnamon into daily life, a level tablespoon can be added to coffee, blended into smoothies, stirred into cereals, or steeped in cinnamon tea. Even small amounts, used consistently, contribute to improved insulin sensitivity over time. This tiny daily boost can compound into significant changes, helping reduce waist circumference after 8 to 12 weeks of routine use, often without major dietary or exercise adjustments. Ginger, long prized in traditional medicine for its digestive and circulatory benefits, has also been shown to support fat loss and improve metabolic health. Active compounds like gingerol and shogal stimulate thermogenesis, the process where your body burns calories to produce heat. In one controlled study, participants consumed a drink containing 1 tablespoon of freshly grated ginger root before meals. Over the next 3 hours, their resting metabolic rate increased by 5% compared to a plain water control. Though the extra calories burned per meal may seem modest, the cumulative effect over weeks and months contributes to meaningful fat loss. Ginger's benefits extend beyond thermogenesis. It reduces oxidative stress and systemic inflammation, which can help improve insulin sensitivity, particularly in tissues where visceral fat accumulates. In one study, participants taking 2 grams of ginger powder daily for 12 weeks experienced a 6% reduction in CRP and an 8% decrease in fasting insulin levels. These hormonal shifts signal the body to release stored fat for energy, facilitating gradual fat loss. Additionally, ginger improves stomach motility and helps reduce bloating, common symptoms caused by visceral fat pressing against internal organs. A healthier digestive system supports more efficient nutrient absorption, stabilizing energy levels and improving blood sugar control. Incorporating ginger daily is simple. Blend crushed ginger into soups, smoothies, or stir it into hot water for tea. Grating a tablespoon of fresh ginger root into water creates a warming infusion, while ginger syrup or tinctures can be added to sparkling water for a milder alternative. Starting with half a tablespoon allows the digestive system to adjust, then increasing to a full tablespoon ensures consistent metabolic benefits. Signs that ginger is working include more stable post-meal energy, reduced bloating, and a gentle decrease in belly circumference after 8 to 12 weeks of regular use. This reflects visceral fat responding to ginger's metabolism-boosting effects. Turmeric, another traditional remedy, contains curcumin, the compound responsible for distinctive golden color. Curcumin offers strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, which modern metabolic studies suggest can help reduce fat accumulation, particularly in the visceral area. Curcumin appears to work by inhibiting fat cell growth while simultaneously promoting the breakdown of existing fat deposits. Inflammation is a key driver of visceral fat storage, and curcumin helps disrupt this process by suppressing inflammatory signaling pathways and reducing oxidative stress. In both animal and small human studies, curcumin supplementation has been shown to reduce waist circumference, improve insulin sensitivity, and support overall metabolic health. These findings suggest that consistent turmeric intake could assist the body in targeting visceral fat stores. Curcumin also indirectly supports liver function and detoxification pathways, further aiding the body's ability to process and eliminate excess fats and toxins. To benefit from turmeric's fat-reducing properties, adding 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder to meals daily is recommended. It can be stirred into curries, soups, rice, or blended into golden milk using plant-based milk and a touch of black pepper, which enhances curcumin absorption. Over several weeks, many individuals report noticeable reductions in abdominal bloating and a more defined waistline as internal inflammation subsides and metabolic functions improve. Together, apple cider vinegar, probiotic-rich yogurt, cinnamon, ginger, and turmeric form a simple yet powerful toolkit for reducing visceral fat. Each works through complementary mechanisms, improving digestion, regulating blood sugar, reducing inflammation, and boosting metabolism. Consistently adding these natural foods into daily life in tablespoon-sized portions supports steady, sustainable reductions in dangerous deep belly fat, unlocking gradual improvements in overall metabolic health. Shifts your body's metabolism by activating the same master regulatory enzyme that apple cider vinegar influences, AMPK, or adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase. When AMPK is triggered, your body switches from storing energy to burning it, focusing on fatty acid oxidation rather than fat accumulation. Curcumin also reduces insulin resistance by down-regulating pro-inflammatory genes in fat tissue, making it easier for your body to access stored fat for fuel. For best results, turmeric should be paired with black pepper. This combination significantly improves curcumin absorption. In one study involving individuals with metabolic syndrome, participants consumed just 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder daily alongside a teaspoon of black pepper. After 12 weeks, their C-reactive protein levels dropped by 15%, signaling reduced systemic inflammation, and their visceral fat area decreased by 10% as confirmed by ultrasound imaging. You can easily incorporate turmeric into your daily meals. Stir a teaspoon into soups, stews, or prepare golden milk by blending warm milk with turmeric, black pepper, and a little honey. For sustained benefits, consistency matters. Choosing organic turmeric can help avoid pesticide residues. Over a 3-month period, daily turmeric intake, combined with a balanced diet, not only reduces waist circumference and visceral fat markers, but also lessens joint pain and helps stabilize energy levels throughout the day. Another underrated ingredient is mustard seed. Often overlooked beyond its role as a condiment, mustard seed contains allyl isothiocyanate, a compound that actively stimulates metabolism and encourages fat oxidation. In one study, consuming just 1 tablespoon of mustard paste, prepared by mixing ground mustard seed with water, increased post-meal energy expenditure by 10% over a 2-hour period compared to meals without mustard. This small but significant boost in calorie burning supports gradual fat loss over time. Adding mustard seed to your meals is simple. Incorporate it into dressings, sauces, or even use it as a marinade for vegetables and lean proteins. Pairing mustard with high-fiber additions amplifies the metabolic benefits. Adding a tablespoon of ground flaxseed or chia seeds introduces extra fiber, supporting digestion and blood sugar regulation, while topping meals with vitamin C-rich berry promotes collagen production and overall well-being. It's essential to avoid sweetened or flavored yogurts when using these additions. Sugary yogurts, often containing 15 to 20 grams of added sugar per serving, spike insulin levels and undermine your body's natural fat-burning mechanisms. Replacing carbohydrate-heavy snacks or desserts with plain Greek yogurt can lead to a reduction in visceral fat over time. According to ultrasound imaging, regular yogurt consumption can lead to a 10% reduction in visceral fat over a 3-month period. Improvements in digestion and a noticeable reduction in cravings are common, signaling healthier gut microbiota and improved metabolic balance. Chia seeds offer another simple yet powerful tool in managing visceral fat. These small seeds are nutrient-dense, with each tablespoon providing about 1.5 grams of ALA omega-3 fatty acids, 2 grams of plant-based protein, and 4 grams of primarily soluble fiber. When mixed with liquid, chia seeds absorb up to 10 times their weight in water, forming a gel-like consistency that slows stomach emptying. This slows digestion naturally, keeping you full longer and reducing overall calorie intake while encouraging the body to draw on visceral fat reserves for energy. Clinical evidence supports these effects. In a study using DEXA scanning, participants who consumed 1.5 tablespoons of chia seeds daily for 12 weeks experienced a 5% reduction in waist circumference and a 7% reduction in visceral fat compared to the control group. The benefits come from both the fiber content and the anti-inflammatory action of ALA. Over 6 weeks, Chia's omega-3 fatty acids help reduce inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein and interleukin-6 by approximately 18%. This decrease in inflammation improves insulin sensitivity in fatty tissue, making stored fat more accessible for energy use. Incorporating chia seeds into your routine is straightforward. Add 1 tablespoon to 8 ounces of water or almond milk, and let it sit for about 10 minutes before drinking. This allows the gel to form, supporting satiety and slowing glucose absorption when consumed before your largest meal. You can also mix chia seeds into oatmeal, yogurt, or puddings. Their neutral flavor blends well with both savory and sweet dishes. Starting with half a tablespoon and increasing gradually is advisable to avoid digestive discomfort, especially for those unaccustomed to high-fiber foods. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day helps prevent constipation as your fiber intake increases. Many people report a visible reduction in midsection size, steadier energy levels, and fewer hunger pangs after 3 months of consistent chia seed consumption. 1 tablespoon at a time, chia seed provide a sustained, gentle boost in the ongoing effort to reduce visceral fat. The role of calcium should also not be underestimated in this process. When consumed through sources like plain Greek yogurt, calcium binds to small amounts of dietary fat within the intestines, reducing the number of calories your body absorbs. Studies have shown that diets rich in calcium, between 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams daily, result in up to 3 times more belly fat reduction compared to diets low in calcium. A single 150-gram serving of plain Greek yogurt contributes approximately 150 milligrams of calcium, moving you naturally closer to your daily target without relying on supplements. Calcium's role extends beyond fat binding. It has metabolic effects that promote fat breakdown and inhibit the formation of new fat cells, working synergistically with other natural compounds like curcumin, cinnamon, and ginger. Together, these ingredients support reduced inflammation, improved insulin sensitivity, and healthier metabolic function. Over a period of 3 months, consistently incorporating foods like turmeric, mustard seed, yogurt, chia seeds, and calcium-rich ingredients helps the body shift toward fat burning while calming systemic inflammation. The key is building these foods into your daily habits in simple, sustainable ways, 1 tablespoon at a time. Beyond simply adding warmth and spice to your favorite cappuccino or breakfast porridge, cinnamon carries metabolic effects that go far deeper than flavor. This ancient spice contains bioactive compounds that can significantly alter how your body handles both fat and sugar. One of its key components, cinnamaldehyde, has been shown to enhance the sensitivity of insulin receptors. When insulin receptor function improves, your cells are better equipped to absorb glucose from the bloodstream. This prevents the persistently elevated insulin levels that would otherwise drive your body to store excess calories as fat, particularly the dangerous visceral fat surrounding your organs. In a randomized clinical study, adults who consumed 1 teaspoon of ground Ceylon cinnamon mixed into yogurt or porridge each morning showed remarkable metabolic improvements. Over just 8 weeks, fasting blood sugar levels dropped by 18% compared to a control group. This drop in blood sugar means your body requires less insulin to manage energy after meals. Even without changing meal portions, this improved insulin response allows your body to burn approximately 50 to 70 extra calories per meal. While that may sound small, it adds up to around half a pound of fat loss each month, all without adjusting exercise routines or drastically altering your diet. These small, consistent metabolic shifts help your body target visceral fat reserves more efficiently over time. Alongside cinnamon, mustard seeds offer an unexpected but powerful metabolic benefit. In addition to containing allyl isothiocyanate, which boosts metabolism, mustard seeds are a natural source of magnesium and selenium. These 2 minerals play an essential role in supporting healthy thyroid function, which directly governs how efficiently your body burns calories. Your thyroid acts as a metabolic thermostat. Without sufficient magnesium and selenium, thyroid function slows down, making it harder to burn visceral fat and easier to accumulate it around your midsection. Using mustard seeds daily is simple. You can add a tablespoon of ground mustard seeds to salad dressings, marinades, or sauces. Mixing the seeds with vinegar and spices creates a homemade mustard paste that not only enhances flavor but supports metabolic health. Alternatively, incorporating pure, store-bought mustard made from ground seeds can help you reach daily intake goals. Avoid commercial varieties loaded with mayo, sugar, or corn syrup, which can counteract the fat-burning benefits. Over a span of 8 to 12 weeks, the combination of metabolic stimulation from mustard seeds and better thyroid function contributes to gradual visceral fat reduction, especially when paired with moderate physical activity. Another ingredient that supports visceral fat loss is cacao powder, which stands out for its rich flavonoid content. These powerful antioxidant compounds not only help improve insulin sensitivity but also reduce inflammation, which is critical for reducing stubborn belly fat. Chronic inflammation and insulin resistance are tightly linked with visceral fat storage, and cacao directly targets both of these metabolic issues. Pure, unsweetened cacao powder also contains significant amounts of magnesium, a mineral essential for energy metabolism and blood sugar control, as well as iron to support oxygen transport and energy production. In a randomized study, participants who consumed approximately 30 grams of high-flavonoid cacao daily, roughly 2 tablespoons, for 8 weeks experienced notable results. Insulin sensitivity improved by 12%, and MRI scans revealed a 5% reduction in visceral fat. Improved insulin action encourages your body to burn stored fat for energy, while reduced inflammation halts the cycle of fat accumulation. Cacao's benefits extend beyond metabolic health. The flavonoids in cacao stimulate nitric oxide production in blood vessels, improving circulation. Better blood flow means your muscles and tissues receive more oxygen and nutrients during fat oxidation, supporting higher energy levels and better endurance. To incorporate cacao, simply add a tablespoon of pure, minimally processed cacao powder to your morning porridge, mix it into plain yogurt, or blend it into smoothies. A comforting hot chocolate made from cacao, warm milk, stevia, and cinnamon also delivers its benefits in a satisfying way. Selecting non-alkalized or natural cacao powder ensures you retain the maximum concentration of beneficial flavonoids, as heavily processed or alkalized versions contain significantly fewer antioxidants. As you maintain this habit over several weeks and months, cacao's cumulative effects become more noticeable. Many individuals report improved mood, more stable energy throughout the day, and better control over blood sugar levels. Visceral fat gradually gives way as cacao supports improved insulin sensitivity, reduced inflammation, and efficient fat metabolism. Waist circumference reductions typically become visible over time with consistent use. Ultimately, it's not extreme diets or punishing exercise that unlock the body's natural ability to reduce harmful visceral fat. Instead, it's small, sustainable daily habits, like adding a tablespoon of cinnamon, mustard seed, or cacao to your meals, that yield the most reliable results. These natural, accessible ingredients work at the cellular level to recalibrate your metabolism, reduce chronic inflammation, and encourage your body to draw energy from fat stores rather than adding to them. With time, these simple strategies support progressive improvements in metabolic health, energy levels, and body composition. The gradual reduction in visceral fat not only enhances physical appearance but also reduces risks associated with diabetes, heart disease, and other metabolic disorders. Consistency, more than intensity, holds the key. 1 tablespoon at a time. These nutrient-dense foods reshape your metabolism from the inside out, turning everyday meals into powerful tools in the fight against stubborn visceral fat.